We're back with Commitment 2020. One of the most competitive local races on the ballot this year involves a North Carolina Senate seat representing Alamance and Guilford counties. Republican Amy Galey faces Democrat J.D. Wooten in the race for North Carolina's 24th Senate District. Our Bill O'Neill spoke to Galey, who heads Alamance County's Board of Commissioners.
Qualities that voters look for in a candidate: leadership. Voters in Alamance County have had a chance to see Galey in her role as the head of the Board of Commissioners, handling controversial public meetings. You decide how well she responded to that challenge.
My name is Meg Williams, and I don't feel safe giving my address publicly because I've been threatened by neo-Confederates in our streets who are emboldened by that monument.
That monument is a reference to the Confederate monument outside the old courthouse in Graham. And Meg Williams, representing several local groups who want it removed, spoke out against it at a public hearing in August.
Who are all actually here to address our UPS representatives.
Okay, Ms. Williams, your comments need to be directed toward the board.
Williams tried to use her 5 minutes to address UPS officials during a public hearing on incentives for the company. But board chair Amy Galey directed Williams to address her comments to the board and not UPS officials in the audience. It didn't go well after that.
I was speaking first, actually. You don't get to cock over me. It's my 5 minutes. It's my 5 minutes, and I'm going to speak to the UPS representatives about their incentive package.
Ms. Williams, I'm asking you to return to your seat, please.
When Williams didn't return to her seat, Galey called on the sheriff to remove her.
I'm not leaving because I get 5 minutes to speak, and I have 4.5 minutes left to speak.
You forfeited your right.
No, I did not either. Get your hands off of me.
In hindsight, are you comfortable with how you handled that?
I've reviewed that tape many times. I regret that she was so upset by it. I don't think it was an unreasonable request. I think it was perfectly reasonable to expect her to address the board instead of addressing members of the audience.
Not long after the confrontation, UPS issued a statement supporting the removal of the Confederate monument. Quote, "There is no place in any community anywhere in the world for racism, bigotry, or hate, or monuments that can be interpreted in that light." The fate of the Confederate monument remains uncertain. What should Alamance County do with its Confederate monument right there in Graham, in the county seat?
Well, our attorney has advised us not to talk about the monument because we're being sued by the NAACP.
A second example of Galey's leadership comes from a commissioners' meeting she chaired last spring. Commissioner Bill Lashley makes a comment about abusing suspects when he worked as a police officer. Listen to his comments and watch Galey's response.
And you can't do now what we could do when I was on. I used to beat the hell out of them, but you can't do that now.
Well.
On the video, you seem to give it a lighthearted laugh. I'm wondering your responses at this point in time.
I think that sometimes people laugh when they're uncomfortable. I should have spoken up at the time. I was uncomfortable. I didn't know what to say and how to react to it. People who are blessed or entrusted with a seat of power, that they use that power to speak out against injustice. And I admit that at that time, I did not use that power the best way that I could have.
Amy Galey faces J.D. Wooten in the upcoming election. We reached out to Mr. Wooten for an interview. His campaign did not respond. Bill O'Neill, WXII 12 News.